Hey everybody, it's S. Dot. So I'm starting a new channel detailing my journey on becoming a little more proficient with my EDC and firearms in general. So I'm someone who likes firearms and wants to learn more, but I'm a total novice. I didn't grow up, in the outdoors. I didn't grow up shooting or hunting. I'm not tactical, or I'm not necessarily interested in playing dress up and pretending to be something that I'm not. I'm just someone who enjoys shooting and wants to get better at learning how to shoot and different tactics and just being a better shooter overall. And so I think this is what's going to kind of set me apart from other PewTubers. Now, I love watching Hickok45 and TFB TV, but I'm just not that guy. I'm not a professional. I'm not extremely proficient. I'm just a regular Joe who likes firearms and wants to get better. So now that we have all that out of the way, let's talk about my current EDC setup. So this is my current EDC setup. It is a SIG P365 and we are unloaded. Now, was this my first EDC? No, it was not. So my first weapon and my first EDC was a Glock 19. So I went the Glock 19 route specifically because I watched a bunch of videos and it seemed to be the sweet spot between capacity, size, reliability, etc. Everyone kind of recommended going with the Glock 19. And I actually still own that Glock 19 today, and it's one of my favorite weapons. The problem was it was a little too big, and I was just getting started, and I was looking for every excuse under the sun not to carry it. Then I moved to the Glock 26. So I ended up purchasing a Glock 26, and it's a little smaller than the regular Glock 19. Baby Glock, as I'm sure you experts know. But it was still kind of bulky, kind of chunky for what you get. You only got 10 rounds, but it was a pretty decently sized package. Then I moved along to the Glock 43, which is a slim frame. I think it was a 6+1 or 7+1. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was one of the first guns that I bought. And again, that was my third gun, but that was one of the first ones that I purchased that I actually didn't necessarily enjoy shooting. It was pretty snappy and I just overall didn't enjoy shooting. And again, I'm not one of those people who has a range in my backyard, or I'm not running to the gun range, every other day or once a week. I mean, I would only go once a month, once every other month if I was lucky. And I just really didn't enjoy shooting that weapon. So I ended up getting rid of it. And right around that time was when the P365 had been out for probably about maybe a year or so. They had kind of worked out some of the kinks. I think the firing pin was breaking on the early models, and don't kill me if I'm wrong, I'm not an expert, but I think that was one of the main issues. But kind of waited about a year and I ended up picking up this P365, which is what I've been carrying for the last few years. So one of the things I love about this gun is its package. I love the 10 round capacity. So back to the Glock 43, I had reservations when I originally was thinking about going with the Glock 43, but the salesman sold me on, if you need more than 6 or 7 rounds, you should be running anyway, and all that good stuff. But I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable with that one and didn't like the capacity. Now, this one alleviates some of that. It's still a small package, and I have medium-sized hands at best. Usually wear like a large mechanics glove. And this one's, even though it's small, it actually shoots fairly well. It shoots fairly soft, in my opinion. And again, it's all subjective, so your mileage may vary. But I really enjoyed this weapon. Has the night sights. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Overall, great gun, and I like the color of it. I know some people may hate it, but I always see those guys that go get their weapons, Cerakoted, or they get them painted, or they get these Gucci guns, and I don't even know where to start with that. But I actually liked having something directly from the factory or from the gun store, and I actually went that route. So I love this weapon, but that's where we are today. So what's leading me to think that maybe I need to rethink my decision is just, if something was to ever happen and I did need to use this weapon for anything other than just plinking around at the range, once every other month, I don't know that I would feel extra comfortable or confident if I had to, quote unquote, go into, as a fighting weapon or a fighting pistol. Like, I don't know. It just seems kind of small for me. If you love it, great. But to me, I don't know. I just felt like I maybe need to start rethinking my EDC. So that got me to rethinking, okay, so if I'm going to move away from this and I want a bigger package, where do I go from there? The P365 Macro was probably the number one choice, and I was going to actually pick one up. But, obviously with a lot of reports of, rusting and other reports of, obviously the P320 firing on itself, just made me lack a bit of confidence in going that route. So I kind of looked around, thought maybe I can go with a Springfield, or maybe I can go with, an M&P, or just any other weapon. And I kind of just circled around, and ultimately I ended up deciding, why not just go back to a Glock 19? I love my first Glock 19. Why not go back to it and keep it moving? Well, I don't really want to carry that weapon outside of the house. It's my first weapon. It holds a place in my heart, so I don't really want anything to happen to it. But also it doesn't have a red dot. And I think that's something that I want to try out. So it's my first weapon, it holds a special place in my heart, and it's not red dot or optic ready. So I thought, you know what, why not go ahead and pick up a Gen 19 MOS. So that's actually what I picked up now. So this is going to be my new EDC. Now, overall, love the package, love the size, love the capacity. I love the original Glock 19. Well, not the original, but the Glock 19 Gen 4 that I had. Love the way it shot. Everything was great about it. It was just a little bit big. Now, I don't necessarily think I had the right holster for it. So I do have a holster that I picked up, which I'll be doing another video on outfitting the optics, maybe put a light on it, a laser, and all the good stuff, and see if I like it. So overall, I love the reliability of Glocks, aftermarket support, resale value, and aesthetics. I'm one of the few people, or maybe one of the many people, because obviously Glock's a very popular brand. I like the aesthetics of it. Most people say Glocks are blocky or whatever. They think they're ugly, but I actually like them. Now, when I ordered this specific one, I thought it was more like the Glock 19X color, and I thought it came from the factory. But in the packaging, it actually came with a note or a business card, excuse me, that said it was Cerakoted. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. This is my first Cerakoted gun, but you know, we'll see how that goes. But I don't necessarily love the color as compared to the P365, and I think you can see the color difference. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up. But so I don't necessarily love the color, but hey, I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And worst case scenario, it's a Glock. I can sell it, you know, no harm, no foul. So I'd appreciate if you subbed and left me a comment just to make sure I'm on the right track as I continue to start my journey, again, becoming more proficient. I've already picked up, again, like I already mentioned, a few items to kind of outfit my new EDC. To be sure to check out that video. And I have a few more videos coming, including, well, hopefully training, some builds, and just other 2A gear overall. And as a reminder, I'm not into politics and I'm not a tactical guy, but I am into shooting things that go bang. So I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and drop me a comment in the comments if you have any suggestions on, you know, what light I should put on there or what optic I should put on there, even though I've already purchased them. I'll see if we're on the same page, and if not, maybe I can see if I can return mine and pick up one of your suggestions. All right, see you guys in the next one.